محمد وآل محمد
اللهم صل على محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتم النبيين بالقاسم محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على فاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستوحد فيها. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al Imran, He tells the story of the family of Imran. Imran was a prophet of Allah. Imran, he had revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he was going to have a son. And he was awaiting this son. The hadiths and narrations mention, Allah informed him through the angels that he was going to have a son who will be the Masih, the Messiah for Bani Israel. And that he will walk on water and heal the sick and cure the blind and the leper. This is Isa ibn Maryam. So he's waiting for this son. And the family of Imran was waiting for this son. And he told his family, and he made the promise and the allegiance, the promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that the next child which is born, he will give him to the temple. That was the tradition at that time. They would give their children to the temple to be raised. And there they would become servants in the temple. His wife had become pregnant. So he said, this is the son that we're waiting for. And Allah mentions this story in the Quran. Inna Allah astafa Adam wa Nuh wa al Ibrahim wa al Imran ala al-alamin. Allah, He selected Adam and Nuh and the family of Ibrahim and the family of Imran over all of the people. So they're waiting. So Al Imran, as this surah is called, and this verse is talking about, they're waiting for the son. Then what happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes everything. Instead of a birth of a son, they have a daughter. And the wife of Imran, who by that time had passed, he had passed away, it says maybe 2 months or so before the birth of his child. The wife of Imran, she became confused. She turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She said, Ya Allah, we were expecting a boy, and instead we got a girl. Yet I will name her Maryam, and I will give her to the temple. At that time, they didn't give women to the temple. All the people from Bani Israel, they recognized Imran as a prophet. They were waiting for Imran's son. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent daughter. And He turned their thinking upside down. Allah, when He brings prophets and He brings imams and He brings leaders, He brings them, even the way that He brings them is a way it changes the society and the thinking of that society. Whereas that time they devalued, until today people still devalue women. So Allah is saying, look, Al Imran, which is guaranteed here in Quran, that Allah chose them. Inna Allah hastafa. Allah chose them. This choosing here, it means that it means that Allah made the best choice out of all of the people. Allah looked at all the people and then He chose these ones particularly. This family of Imran, where did the descendants come from? From a woman. From Hazrat Maryam. All are waiting for a son and a woman comes. They put her into the care of Zachariah, and Zachariah takes her to the temple, and all the rabbis were against it. How can we bring a woman into the temple? How can we have a woman servant? Zachariah told him, this is not your affair, this is Allah's decree. You all recognize Imran was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You heard his dua. You heard him mention, whatever is coming from the womb of my wife, this is the servant. And this is the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose. And then Allah brings a woman to change the mentality of the people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches people by breaking down these ridiculous social constructs. So Allah brought Sayyidina Maryam and He turned around the entire thinking of the people. They had to change. Those who didn't change, they didn't accept the Messiah. It was a test. Allah's testing them. The ones who didn't change their mentality, the ones who didn't accept Hazrat Maryam, they didn't accept Isa. They didn't accept the Messiah Allah promised them because of their own ignorance. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala acts. And then we see Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. He's coming away from the Kaaba. And one of the enemies of Islam, As ibn Wa'il, he starts talking with Rasulullah. Other people from Quraysh come. They said, who are you talking to? He said, I'm talking to that Abtar. That one who doesn't have a lineage, doesn't have a progeny. He doesn't have any children. He has no one to inherit him. And this used to hurt Rasulullah a lot. And the people were waiting, they're watching, they're saying, oh, he's claiming to be a prophet of God, and he doesn't even have sons. He wants us to follow him. He can't even produce any children. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the same way, He produced for Rasulullah Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra. Inna ataynaka al-kawthar fasalli li rabbika wanhar inna shani'aka huwa al-abtar. And Allah came in the same manner and turned everything around in a society where they used to bury the woman alive. This is your prophet, and this is your prophet's inheritance. A woman. So that all of the imams are coming through this line. See how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the history repeating itself. Allah and Islam, the prophets of God, they were establishing the role of women, the rights of women, long, long before the feminists have ever been around. The real rights, the real true respect. So Allah is showing us that the greatest of creations, the source of Ali Imran and the source of Ali Muhammad, coming from a woman. And you see Rasulullah, how he used to speak about Sayyidah Fatima. Fatima bid'atun minni. She is a part of me. You look at the narrations and they will mention to you Rasulullah, every time he would leave Medina, the last person he will visit before he leaves, Sayyidah Fatima. And the first person that he would see is Sayyidah Fatima. He used to stand for her every time he saw her. He used to kiss her hands. And this is the beloved daughter of Rasulullah. And Sayyidah Fatima, I want to end with just this last portion here. Sometimes there's some people, they want to use this event of Fatimiyya and this tragedy as a way to disunite Muslims. Whereas the reality is that Sayyidah Fatima belongs to all Muslims. And I guarantee you that the best source for unity amongst Muslims and to break down the walls of division is Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra. And I remember a very famous story, and I will end with this story. Allama Amini, Sahib al-Ghadir, the author of Al-Ghadir, the encyclopedia, said one time he was at the Hajj and people wanted to debate him. They called him, they said, we wish to have a debate with you. You are a great scholar from Ahlul Tashayyu, so come and debate with us. And he said, I'm not interested in debates. Thank you. They kept asking him, then they said, okay, at least just come to our home, our place, and eat with us, have a meal with us. So he said, this is fine. He came, he said there was full of their ulama. And they sat down to eat and they all started to ask him questions. He said, I told you I'm not interested in debating, but khair inshallah. They went, they asked their questions, what about this, what about this? Then he said, I have just one simple question for you. You answer me this question and I will accept everything you're saying. Is it true Sayyidah Fatima died while she was upset with the Khulafa? He said, yes, this is in the narrations. He said, then I ask you, is it not true also that Rasulullah and all the Muslims agree that whoever dies without their imam, not recognizing their imam, because it says the hadith mentions she didn't talk with them. She went away angry and never spoke to them. It says whoever dies without their imam, they die as a kafir. They die the death of jahiliyyah. It's not a true hadith. They said yes. He said, I have a simple question then for you. Who is the imam of Sayyidah Fatima? If you believe she died angry with these people and didn't speak to them and rejected them, and they are the imams, then she has died kafir. So I ask you simply, who is the imam of Sayyidah Fatima? He said, no one can answer. Not one of them had an answer for him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put the root, the physical root of wilayah through Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra, and the answers and the doors and the keys to wilayah also through Sayyidah Fatima. Salawallah Muhammad wa ali.
عشر الفاتحة.